All right, plumbers, here are 5 things that you might be doing wrong with your marketing, so let's talk about how to fix them. And if you find this video useful, please do me a favor, leave a comment, it'll help me out, but let's get right to it because I don't want to waste your time. Number 1 is just better creative. To be honest, you have a lot of different agencies and you got a lot of different companies out there all pushing the same message. There's nothing to differentiate you from anyone else. If there is no reason to call you in particular, you're just one of the ones who are one of the lucky chosen should you actually get the call. But if you have good creative out in the market and you've got a good personality to go with it, guess what? You win the call more than anyone else. So get creative, have fun with your messaging. Even if it's a search ad, have fun with your messaging. I can't tell you how many bad search ads I see and how many websites that are just meh. So have some fun with it. Engage the user. That's the biggest thing. And number 2 happens when you actually engage the user. You ask for the business. There are so many examples of websites and ads out there where you're never actually saying, give us a call. And this happens in 2 places. Like you've got the ad, but then if they click through the ad to your website, you've got to convince them there too. So please do me a favor, add a call now, get on the schedule today, fill out this form, whatever you need to do, but make sure that you are communicating what you want the user to do on all of your materials, because if you don't, it's just a lost opportunity that chances are you paid a click for. And so number 3, which I kind of alluded to already, is run ads. If your creative is locked in and you're asking for the business, you've got to drive traffic. Now, driving traffic is ads. Ads are a necessary component of customer acquisition. To think otherwise and that other methods are just going to perform as well, there just aren't. All these platforms are pay to play. Google wants to make money, Facebook wants to make money, your local television company wants to make money, your radio station as well. Like no matter what you do, you will have to pay in either money or eyeballs, or money or energy in order to get eyeballs. And that's what advertising and attention is. It's just people saying, huh, that's interesting. And that's why you need good creative and you're asking for the business. But then you have to push it out into a network that's bigger than you think. If you're reaching 100 people a day, that's not enough. When for $10 a day, you can reach 1,000 people, go for 1,000. Number 4 is tracking. It's not as hard as it seems, and it can get mildly complicated on the back end, but go to callrail.com, go to whatconverts.com, get yourself some phone numbers so that way you can start counting up the calls and tracking how many of those are turning into jobs and how many of those are good, how many of them are bad, so you can make better decisions. Marketing takes work, guys. There's no way around it. That's why I exist in general. I exist for many reasons. My self-identity is not completely my marketing. But to give you an idea, if you don't track, you don't know what's working and what's not. Everything is guesswork. And I'll tell you what, after you start tracking, you're gonna find yourself making far fewer emotional decisions about your marketing. But you have to be tracking in order to get that data. And number 5, it's real easy. I love this one. Answer the phone. That's really what it boils down to. So we run a lot of marketing campaigns for plumbers, and sometimes because we listen to all the calls, sometimes we find that they are not answering the phone fast or at all. And that creates problems because plumbing is that need. Somebody needs you right then. They're not going to wait. And if you want to truly get the customer and keep the customer, you have to be able to pick up the phone and get them on the schedule. And if you are finding that difficult, you need to look into either an answering service that picks up when you can't pick up the phone. Those exist, and there's some cool ones. I can send you a little list if you comment that you need the list. But the other thing is to hire a CSR. Hire somebody who can do your dispatching, your admin work, your billing, and your phones, because that will free you up so much up here. You get to actually run a business at that point. And that mental shift is going to be huge. So I'm hoping that this helps illustrate that marketing is never one thing. It's often a collection of things at many different steps away. Everything is a journey with this stuff because you start over here, you make people aware, you get them to consider, you get them to convert, and then you do the work, and then you end up asking for a review on the back. That's a long journey, guys. So what you need to do is A, accept that that's the way it works. And B, start putting these things in play. These little tweaks are often what we find are missing when we take on a brand new client. And it's not rocket science. As much as I would love to say like, yes, this is the magic formula, it's not. It's just common sense. But a lot of people start marketing without doing this because they're in a rush or they're busy. Well, then their marketing doesn't do very well and it gets really expensive. If you go to market properly, I promise you it will be cheaper if you didn't. How much cheaper depends on competition and a bunch of other things. But if you go out without these basic tenets, well, you're just kind of like leaving money on the table. I hate to see that. So again, if you found this useful, please leave a comment. I would love to hear it. It makes me feel better about my own self-worth. But if you would like to schedule a one-on-one consult with me, you can go to mammothforplumbers.com or go to tylerworms.net. Both work. They've got consult links on either one. And what we'll do is we'll sit down, we'll take a look at your marketing, give you a little bit of a roadmap. No obligation to buy anything I'm selling, just wanting to be helpful because it helps me build an audience and credibility in the space. That is my marketing. I hope this was good. Talk to you later. Thanks.